What is up, YouTube? Thanks for joining me here, Fragcom, on my channel, Steven Sturgill. We had a bunch of technical difficulties earlier, guys, and I apologize for that. I have no idea what's causing such massive reams of interference trying to broadcast live. I have a very powerful, fast computer, really good, active, fast internet. Just do not know what's going on that note. Apologies to some of my fans who tried tuning in, and all they heard was gobbledygook. Static and breakup, just horrible. I have no idea what's going on with that. But old-fashioned, like I said I would do, keeping my word, just having to record it slow school style and upload it, and that's it. So you'll get it when you get it. It'll probably take another 2 to 3 hours probably before you guys get this video, unfortunately. But I'll try to keep it a little bit shorter and hopefully hits the web in about an hour to an hour and a half. It really slow uploading here for some reason. I have no idea why. I mean, we're with AT&T for what it's worth, but whatever. And we do have fiber optic or fiber, So I don't know, whatever. Weird. Not a good plug for AT&T. It is what it is. Anywho, we're looking at another tobacco-based scent. I've said this 3 times now, but this hopefully is the one that'll hit the web, and we'll go from there. We're looking at the house of MCMC. And that's a house I've been thinking about delving into, looking into for the better part of a year, but never really got around to really delving deeply into them. Never really know who they were, where they were, anything about them. Didn't even know what all scents they offered. That all changed when I recently got my grubby little hands on MCMC Fragrances Hunter. And yes, it is an eau de parfum. Concentration of this is a tobacco-based scent, my favorite note in fragrance. This was my scent of the day, and we'll get into it. Now, she is based, I believe, in or near to Brooklyn, New York City, New York. I think she's been active since around 2008, if not sooner. Could be wrong. Has 2 beautiful boys. Is married to a pretty good-looking, hunky guy. Now, I believe her name is Serrano McLean. I'm sorry to say, but when I hear McLean, I'm a huge Die Hard fan, and I always think of Hans Gruber, obviously played by the late, great Alan Rickman. And I always hear that between him and other people saying, McLean, I always think of Bruce Willis's character as well as Holly Hunter's. Of course, going by De Janeiro, I believe, going by her maiden name in that movie, because they were estranged, I believe, but not divorced. Too much of a movie nerd, but at any rate, if I'm not mistaken, also I believe Anne is of half Asian descent. I hope I'm not too far afield in saying that, and I would suspect, although I'm definitely not 100% sure, that she's either of Japanese or Korean descent on one side of her family. Not sure which. I believe her maternal side, could be wrong. And I apologize if that's just the wrong statement. I've seen her online, though, with what appeared to be 2 attractive Japanese ladies, or at least to my eyes. They were in a very Japanese setting, and to my eyes, they looked Japanese, or at least Far East Asian. And what I'm getting at in saying all that, not that it counts or not that it matters, is that, for anyone that's even broadly, generically studied the Far East, I studied 4 years of college Korean, and I've studied a little bit of Japanese, and I've studied over 2 years of Mandarin Chinese. So, and I'm like a whole bunch Native American from my DNA, which, if you believe historical genealogy, that aspect of my people came from Inner Mongolia and possibly Turkey and those areas as well, thousands of years ago, or whatever. At any rate, what I'm getting at is in Japanese and in Korean and Chinese culture, there's a lot of minimalism that's practiced, and they tend to tell a very beautiful, succinct, beautiful story using only 2, 3, 4, 5 ingredients, depending on how complex the media may be, whether that's pottery or textiles, clothing, carpets, tapestries, weavings, paintings, brush paintings, sculptures, and especially poems and just written documents and stories. They tend to say a lot by using fewer ingredients, as it were. And I would like to think that that's what this here is doing. And I'm not chalking this up to Mrs. McLean's Asianness. I'm not saying that per se, although there are some DNA studies that are highly suggestive, if not outright proving, that we do in fact inherit a lot of propensities that are passed down literally through generations and generations and millennia. But all that aside, I would like to think she garnered some real good aspects about life from whichever side she gets that from. I believe it's her mother's side, as well as the fact that she studied in Grasse, France, at a very, very well-to-do, much acclaimed school of perfumery, obviously just outside of Paris. So I'm not taking away from either aspect. She's done her homework, Bubba, I can assure you. And she appears to be, by all accounts, a fantastic, very well trained, very, very gifted, very balanced nose. She could have easily thrown in everything in the kitchen sink in this, and that's not what this is doing. It's not what it's saying. Unlike a lot of other houses that are more like Amouage and Creed and God, there's so many. I'm just drawing a blank right here. For example, there's this house, the house of Musk Milano. I mean, there's even the Paco Rabanne's 1 million, which this has a lot of ingredients in it. It's not a very simplistic 3-note accord. Designery as it may be, this is a 3 notes or 3 accords list in here officially. It is tobacco leaf or tobacco absolute, I'm not sure, one of those, bourbon vanilla, and finally fir resin, and that's it. That's why I say this tells a very complete, well-rounded story, albeit a little bit minimalistically, a little bit simplistically, but it's really, really a pleasant, delicious tobacco scent that's easy to wear. You're not going to blow the doors off the hinges. It's not beast mode. You're not going to offend the entire audience by wearing this. It's delicious. It's cozy. It's soft. It's pleasant. And there's nothing wrong with a fragrance like this. I think while it may not just body slam fragrances that cost many, many more dollars and are much more lauded or more complex, I think this is a very, very worthy addition, especially to us tobacco lovers out here in the frag game, in the fragrance community. So by all means, get your nose on this. These retail for $95 for 50 mils. And I forget the price for the 10 mils travel kit. I think it's like around $25 or $30. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that part of it. I know for a fact I'm right on the 50 mils. And she is offering a 10% discount on, unfortunately, first-time buyers only. And if you're listening, great job. Please consider a frequent flyers program for repeat business. Just a little 5 or 10% code for repeat business sure would get those orders flying off the shelves. Not that you need it, just my little tongue-in-cheek humble request. Anyways, they have a beautiful family. You can check out more of her story on her website. MCMCfragrances.com, I believe, is the website. And you can also maybe check a little bit more about her, or at least her fragrances, on both Fragrantica, Base Notes, and a couple of other fairly or lesser well-known fragrance review websites and vlog website guys and gals. Anyways, that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for joining me here on my channel. Hope you like it. If you like tobacco and an easy to wear pleasant scent, get your nose all over Hunter. Oh, and one last thing. No, it's not about a hunter in the wild. It's inspired to whatever extent off a person named Hunter from her childhood. So I don't know if he smoked tobacco, but thank you, Hunter. This is a very nice scent indeed. Spray often, spray well. Live life on your terms, baby. We're doing it. If you like, please subscribe and please click the bell for future updates. Peace out. Love you guys.